Okay, awesome. I'm going to put it on live now. Share screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, it works. Okay.
Okay, so I'll just introduce and then after that, you can take over. Hi, everyone. My name is Jasmine. I am one of the co-founders of Recommend Group. So Recommend Group essentially is Southeast Asia's #1 home and property services platform. We operate in Indonesia and Malaysia and provide more than 100 categories of service to customers like yourself, residential customers to yourself, like yourself, outlet, convenience store chains, as well as partner with businesses like Cause, Aeon, and these sort of retail chains to provide installation service, cleaning services to their clients. So we started this business in 2014. And in 2015, 2016, we expanded to Indonesia. And in both countries, we are the largest player there. With me, we have my co-founder, Alex.
Hi.
As well as JB, who has been with us pretty much from the start. So I'll let the both of them introduce themselves. And then Alex will take us through the first part of the presentation.
Yep. Hi, I'm Alex. I'm the co-founder of Recommend Group. So currently I act as the product director and the marketing director. So I'm in charge of the platform tech and also trying to promote it. JB?
Hello guys, I'm JB and I'm the head of growth and analytics from Recommend.my.
Great. Short and sweet. Okay, Alex, take it away.
Okay. So yeah, we're sharing the screen right now. I'll just start with a quick story. The reason why we created this platform really was because of a home services problem that I had. My water heater broke down and I didn't know who to call. So I searched around, found some guy. He came and dismantled the water heater, but then wanted to charge 6 times more, really, really exorbitant amount. So I didn't go with him in the end, but that was really the problem, right? The problem is that it's very stressful, it's very uncertain. You don't know who you're going to get for your home services, and it's not just a simple water heater repair. When it comes to a big project like a renovation, there's so many moving parts. You don't know who can be trusted, and even if you get somebody recommend somebody, their neighbor, or whoever, right? They might be retired, they're not in business anymore. So it's very hard to find the right people. So that really was the starting point of what we wanted to do. Next slide.
This one?
So the main focus of what we wanted to do was to create a platform that provided transparency and trust. Trust, the first part was, really, in terms of trust, you need to be able to know that this guy is reliable, and you don't have to worry that he just opened last week, right? Started his business last week and is going to just take your money and run away. And when it comes to transparency, you want to also understand what are the, what's the market rate, what's the prices of the things that I'm going to get repaired, and not get charged 6 times more, just like what happened to me. So based on those simple ideas, really, we built up the platform so that it had certain features that were much better than the traditional way. First of all, when you book a repair, it's now on demand, right? I need, let's say you need a plumber, you need an electrician, you can choose the day and time slot online and get the confirmation. So the electrician will say, yes, I'll be there. And you get that confirmation within a few minutes. And in fact, in some of our categories, some of our services, you get it within seconds. So it's almost instant pricing, instant confirmation. And you also know the prices. And of course, because we have verified and vetted all these service providers, you can be certain that they are reliable and they can deliver quality service. And it shows. The customers will, have given them high star ratings as well. But even with all that, if anything goes wrong at all, we will protect the customer with warranty as well as insurance. So based on these few features, based on these few benefits, we grew and grew. And today, we are pretty much the largest home and property services player in Southeast Asia. We have served about 1.5 million homes in Malaysia and Indonesia. Every month, about 30,000 jobs come into us. Yeah, and in total, it's worth $10 million US. And out of that 30,000, it's a mixture. So some of those pay through us, and then we pay the service provider. Some of those we collect a lead fee from the service provider, and then we facilitate the matching. Yeah, so the 15,000 out of 30,000 is the ones where we collect the money and disperse it to the service provider after the job is done. So the way that we structure our platform it's roughly it's just basically three parts. Yeah, the first part is the first column. It's our on-demand services, and on-demand services really is cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So as you can see the list there, yeah, house cleaning, sofa, mattress, carpet cleaning, aircon servicing, electrician, anything that you can order. You can ask for on demand. That means I need a guy to come right now, or you can schedule in advance, but we will match, or we will assign it to one person or one of our best service providers, and they will confirm with you the appointment. The second way we do things is our home improvement marketplace, and that's really for larger projects. So if you have a big home renovation, you don't need a guy to be on demand, right? You just want price quotations, and we'll get you that so that you have a range of prices to compare. It's not just a major renovation. It could be, you want quotes for kitchen cabinets, plaster ceiling, you want to redo your flooring, all these things, there's not necessarily a fixed price, so you want to get different quotes. And finally, we also have our internal interior design team, who work with special clients such as property developers or short stay rentals. So these three categories is what makes up our platform. These three pillars make up our platform. Then in terms of the range of services that we provide, from this chart here, you can see that we have a range of high value and low value, as well as high volume and low volume. So something that is high volume is cleaning, house cleaning, right? Happens a few times a week or maybe once a week. Yeah, but something that is high value could be a interior design project for a new home. Yeah, but only happens once every few years. And you can see that our range of services is spread out across value and volume. And what it essentially means is that, there's always steady demand. It's not just, if you have only renovation jobs, then there are some months you get nothing. But in this case, because of our range, we have steady demand throughout the year. And even when there's seasonalities, rainy season, maybe for rainy season, you don't need so much aircon servicing, but you may need roof repairs. Yeah, so this helps us balance out the demand and keep it going throughout the year. And our platform has now been able to serve as the service engine for many other organizations. You can see that the super apps and the e-wallets, we've already integrated with them. On the top right, we've already got partnerships with Cots and Aeon. So we provide installation services. If you buy an aircon or water heater from there, you can just get the installation directly from there. And it actually is run by us. Yeah, and we also partner with property developers as well as neighborhood apps. Jess, you can take over for this.
Okay, so what Alex has been describing is literally a platform that connects customers to service professionals. And as opposed to just a cleaning company, aircon installation, aircon service company, we are a platform that connects customers to service professionals. And when we manage different sort of categories, we realize that it's actually a very scalable platform where we can literally create a category, a vertical, and in 2 or 3 weeks, bring to the market and have the entire funnel complete already. Now, these sort of models we see in other parts of the world as well. So some of the examples in the US are Home Advisor, Handy, and Thumbtack, each of them businesses ranging from $2 to $4 billion. Closer to home in India, we have Urban Company, which is similar to the first pillar that Alex spoke about. And we also have ListSpace, which is more focused on home improvement, our second pillar. Okay. And in Australia as well, we have seen very notable IPOs in HiPages and Airtasker as well. So you see that this sort of like this business model and this platform exists in different parts of the world as well, and they are differentiated and adapted to the country itself, right? The specific industrial structure in that country. And so then the question is, why invest in us at this moment, right? And why do we even need funds at this point, right? So it is now safe for us to say that we are the largest home and property services platform in Indonesia and in Malaysia, right? The last 2-3 years saw the business going up and down, and economies, going up and down as well. But what is very, very clear to us is that the home services industry grew before the pandemic. During the pandemic, it continued to grow because of the uncertainty. And after the lockdowns have been lifted and when the economy reopened, we find that this industry becomes very, very strong and resilient as well. And through it all, we continue to grow, right? And our tech platform at the moment is fairly mature already, in a sense that most of the major features we need to make this marketplace, a high conversion, high efficiency funnel is already done. So for example, if we needed to bring in one new category, so for example, we implemented a massage service in Indonesia, and in Malaysia, JB launched a home inspection service. It literally takes about 2 weeks from us setting up the pricing, onboarding service professionals, having all their business profiles start to crawl and extend its SEO reach and be able to attract the first customers. It's literally 2 weeks, right? And the marketing and sales funnel, the CRM, the payments and credits, scheduling, quality and training, all these features are already available to all the service professionals who join us from day one. And the aim is this year we will get profitable. In the next 12 months, we have a very clear path to profit, and we will continue growing as well. So the profitability that we have is not just from optimizing costs, but also increasing our revenue stream, which we'll talk about in a little while. So jobs connected, literally this is an indication of the number of leads that we send to our service professionals. And these are good quality leads, because at this point, customer would have already said, yes, I'm interested in your service, right? I'm going to meet up with you. And you can see that since 2019, there is some fluctuations, there is some seasonality, but the seasonality, usually Q2 is high, Q3, Q4, Q1, that sort of thing. It's quite similar every single year, but every year and every quarter is improvement on the quarter before that. And you can see that in 2022, even as e-commerce started to level off and a lot of industries face challenges, you can see that home services remains strong, right? And this is despite us bringing our marketing costs down. If you look at the jobs complete, and since 2019, we have been on a focus to bring all the transactions online. So previously, before those years, we had more like a listing thing where when customer came, they got the contact details, and then they deal with the service professional offline. From 2019, 2020 onwards, we have been bringing transactions online. And you can see we have been quite successful at making sure that we close the job online and be able to monetize properly. And you can see that a lot of the volume of jobs closed we have is in Indonesia. But when you see Malaysia, you can see that the revenue potential for Malaysia is actually quite strong, because the average GMV, the gross merchandise value, or the value of jobs that we do on our platform, is much higher in Malaysia compared to Indonesia. And if you look at this chart as well as this chart, you can see it's a significant growth from 2019, despite everything that the world was going through, right? So it brings us back to my point that this is a very, very resilient business. So people ask, 2023 is going to be very challenging ahead. I say yes, but we have gone through periods where the government pretty much said no renovations for 6 months, and we still show you the kind of growth. So this proves that the platform is able to put its focus on different types of categories depending on what the actual data that we see in the marketplace. So it is extremely resilient. We are not worried about 2023. Okay. Now, looking forward, right? Why are we so excited, and why do we think that, hey, now is finally the time to scale up, right? The first one is that the home is becoming center of activity. Previously, people spent a lot of time in offices. They were stressing out their office air cons and using the office fridge and everything. But now they have to do a lot more at home. They cook more at home, right? Especially this year, everybody's trying to cook at home using their oven, their hob and cooker, and things like that. So a lot of services will be needed in the home, right? They're moving from the office to the home. The second one is that businesses find it hard to hire, and in the time of uncertainty, they do not want to hire. So a lot of like SMEs, retail chains, instead of hiring their own maintenance staff, they are actually asking us to connect with us so that we are able to do maintenance services for them nationwide, rather than them needing to hire a plumber in every single state that they're operating in. Okay. And the third one is that, workers like flexible-based jobs. There are many people who, because of their life circumstance, would not like to spend 8 hours, the standard 8 hours working. Maybe they have only the afternoon off. And so these people can choose to become cleaners for 4 or 6 hours a day. They can be a little bit more flexible about where they spend their time, right? And they also get paid more per hour compared to if they had a standard 9 to 6 type of thing, right? So these three things actually drive our vision. So what is our vision? So for the past few years, we have been building what you see in the middle, a recommend platform where it connects customers coming from our web and app, our super app partners like Grab, Boost, Shopee, property agents who use our service for their tenants and owners, right? And also outlets and retailers, ranging from Family Mart, Old Town, GG Coffee, Court, Aeon, and all these guys, right? So all these customers flow into our platform. And service professionals, they could be service companies like SMEs or individual technicians. So they access our platform, and on the first day of joining the platform, they already have a good funnel, marketing and sales funnel, CRM. They can collect online, offline payments, touch and go, all these different things, scheduling, quality, and trust as well, right? So in running all these transactions, we learn a lot about our customer base. Firstly, we have a base of 1.8 million homes in Southeast Asia, and all of these homes are mid to high income. We know that because we know the sizes of their homes, we know their addresses and things like that. And this is a very, very valuable database. The second is that we understand our service professionals very well. We don't need to look at their bank statements to be able to tell you how good they are in terms of their service to the clients, their ratings and reviews, how often or how well actually they resolve problems. We know the number of transactions they do a month, the average transaction value. We can guess at their revenue, right? So we collect a lot of these things. And within the verticals, within the services that we have, we also collect a lot of information. So for example, we understand the aircon chain very, very well, right? Because we do everything from aircon installation to servicing and all that. And this allows us to move into even aircon supply, as well as being able to support extended warranty. All right. So having this in mind, then the question you ask is, okay, what's our vision? What do we do moving forward, right? And why are we raising funds? Where are we going to spend the money? The answer is this. We are going to be focusing on 3 things. The first one is that our B2C platform still can push further, okay? We are only something like 1% of the gray market today, right? We can grow 100 times if we really want to saturate the market, okay? So what are the things that we are doing to improve that? The first one is to enhance the algorithm for allocating jobs using AI to accurately predict the price of repairs and renovations, right? One thing about services is that you never really know what you need and what you're going to get. So our algorithm, our AI, is trying to give you some transparency into the likely cost or price for your job, right? That's one thing. The other one is that we're improving the app user experience and retention features to ensure that customers and service professionals stay on the platform. This includes things like voucher wallets to handle packages and memberships. So today, you can buy a package of like 4 or 8 aircon services or 5 or 10 cleaning sessions and be able to use them on different service professionals if you didn't like the first one, right? So we manage the funds, so you ensure that you're getting the best prices possible. And if you don't like the provider, you can change the provider at any time, right? So that's what we're doing in the B2C space, becoming the middle platform that coordinates your communications between customers and service professionals so that no matter what, the customer is always protected. The second one that we're very excited about is the B2B front, right? Previously, our source of customers were always residential, sort of like retail in a sense. But we see a lot of businesses also wanting to work with us. Convenience store chains, home electronic resellers, people like Courts, Aeon, Modena. In Indonesia, Alfamart, with 17,000 branches, are also coming to us to say, hey, you know, can you sort out all the repair works at all our different branches? And if you have ever been to Indonesia, it is so big such that in one block of shop houses, you can sometimes find three Indomarets or 3 Alfamarts. So that's the kind of skill, right, that the partners that we have are giving us. And then the third one is repair network. It's something that is quite early, but we're very excited about it because we have the largest network of appliance repairers and any sort of service professionals. We are working with insurance companies in order to offset the repairs to us. Okay. So on the B2C side, right, it's very much a combination of tech and training working together. The tech part about converting customers, retaining them on the platform, and also retaining the service professionals. And on the training side, we are actually doing it a little bit MLM style, where we get, we actually identify business partners across the different tier 1 and tier 2 cities, elevating them, empowering them using our SOPs, our payment system, our uniforms and all that. And they then will acquire, train, and motivate service professionals. So we have lots of these people setting up their own community centers. They will then train masseurs, train cleaners so that they operate on the Sejasa platform, right? And they are certified on Sejasa as well. So that's what we're doing to expand on the training side. Okay, B2B, I mentioned earlier, installation services and service packages to be sold through these parties. So installation service, if you go to Courts today and you buy an aircon, we will be supporting the installation for you. And there will be special products that you can buy, mattresses and things like that, where it is not just mattress you're buying a mattress with a year or 2 years of service contract, and that's what we will also serve, right? So we like empowering retailers because it provides an end-to-end service for their clients and keep their clients happy. Okay. Repair network, I spoke about this earlier. We love aircons. We love making Malaysia cool again, and we intend to expand across the aircon value chain. Now, so the business plan is here. Every month, we expect an increase in revenue due to the B2B contracts that we keep signing, and we hope to break even in 12 months, right? And still grow 30 to 50% this year. Now, if any of you are interested in investing, and I hope there will be many of you, this is our structure. We are a Singapore group owning 3 subsidiaries, 2 of which are in Malaysia and 1 of it is in Indonesia. The 2 subsidiaries in Malaysia are RTSB, which takes care of our marketplace model where we connect customers and service professionals. And then the middle is Recommend Interiors, RISB, which is an interior design and project management company, right? This is more sort of like full stack. And then PT Recommend is really marketplace in Indonesia. In Indonesia, we only run a marketplace. We do not run a project management team. So what will happen is that we will issue shares from RTSB, right? A certain number of shares, and we will then swap it to the holding company. So you will end up holding shares in the holding company, which has which benefits from the revenue from all 3 of the subsidiaries, and it will be a one-to-one swap. And we are opening for a minimum investment of 1 million, which means that if we don't raise 1 million, we will say we don't have enough in order to deliver the plans that we have, and we will consider another source instead of pitch in. So we need to reach the 1 million. You don't have to worry about that, but we will allow a maximum of 5.4 million, right? If anybody would like to put in more. Right now, we have at average investment size of about 200,000 ringgit, but they are, ranging from 4,290. That's the minimum investment that you can make, right? And investing 1 million ringgit will give you a 2.2%. And if we manage to raise the total we allow of 5.4 million, then it will be 11% equity stake. Okay. And if you are a customer with us, we are extra happy because it means that you will continue to be loyal with us. We will provide additional credits that you can use to offset your cleaning, your aircon service, or your renovations, whatever you like to do. And if you are a service professional, we will also give you additional credits so you can pick up more jobs and grow your business faster with us. We like loyalty on both sides, right? And we really welcome you to join our team. What's the exit and liquidity? For a startup, typically, when you invest at a certain value, you will benefit from both the multiple increase because the business becomes stronger and stronger. And where we are number one in both our markets, right, with a certain revenue. And then we intend to raise Series B in 6 to 12 months, right? And we expect by then the market will get slightly more optimistic than it is today. And our revenue will be closer to 1.5 to 1.8 million, right? So multiplying these two, you can see that you will be getting some upside there. In the Series B round, assuming that the lead investor is okay, we hope to allow the smaller, earlier investors to exit as well. So you have some liquidity there. And we plan to, in 3 years' time, exit in 2 or 3 years' time, where we hope that by then the multiples will return back to where it was before, and the revenue should be in the range of 4 to 5 million already. It could be a small IPO, it could be a small IPO, or we could be bought out by a larger regional player. They are, like I mentioned, players in India, players in Australia that is looking to consolidate. Okay, the core management team, you see all our faces here. This is me. I take care of, the middle one. I take care of strategy, business model, operations, business development, and sales, that sort of thing. Alex, who is on the right, not my right, but the right. He mentioned earlier, he takes care of marketing as well as the product and all the dev team behind that. And then the good-looking chap on the right of that is JB. He is on this call. He takes care of growth and data. And JB, along with Chloe, who's on his right, on the right, they have been here since 2015, and they literally understand the platform, and they probably can reiterate in their sleep. So our team has been with us for a long time. If you look on the left, this is Anthony. This is our co-founder, also based in Indonesia. And him and Henry, the guy wearing the batik shirt, they have been running the country for a long time, right? Henry first came to us in 2000, I believe 15 or 16. He took care of marketing, went off to do his own thing, and then came back again to lead Sejasa. And he is now, with Anthony running the country. And this chap towards the left is Pak Dani. He takes care of finance and B2B as well, and responsible for some of our biggest relationships in Indonesia. And the guy on the most left is Pak Bayu. He is based in Bandung. He takes care of our development center in Bandung itself. So this is it. You see the team. And all of us very committed. All of us very proud, actually, to have made an impact in the service industry. So we look forward to you supporting us in this journey. So at this point, I am going to make my screen smaller so I can take a look at any of the questions anyone may have. Are there any questions for anyone attending in Zoom before I look at all the social media channels? Any questions?
There's none in Zoom.
Okay. How about in LinkedIn or?
Oh, there is one from Andrew.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Andrew and Shanley. What are the barriers for other smaller competitors to enter the market, and what are you doing differently to stay ahead? So I'll probably answer that first. When we started off in 2014, 2015, I don't know if you guys remember, but we had other competitors, right? And at that time, everybody thought, because some of us raised funding, so everybody thought, yeah, it's so easy to do, and they all kind of piled in. Today, we are probably the only ones at scale today, right? Not because the market is not attractive, but because this industry takes actually quite a lot of network effects to get right. So even though it seems easy to say, I've got a few cleaners, let me put them on a platform, you have an app, right? And I start selling your service. But the truth is, to coordinate between the customers and the service providers to make sure that you always earn your margin in the middle requires quite a lot of technology, right? You require to process payments, you need to sort out incentives, you need to figure out what your take rates are at whatever point. And the technology demands are actually quite high. And when someone puts in a request, right, say they are in Bangsa and they are looking for a cleaner who needs to come within 4 hours time, how do you know which cleaner is free, right? If your technology is actually not strong, you won't be able to fulfill in time, and you won't be able to get the efficiencies of scale so easily. After running so many years, we've realized that the technology is actually very crucial to make sure that the jobs actually end up with the right service professional, right? And being able to earn our margin and make sure that we understand whether they're good quality or not is something that's very important. Now, the second, so to answer your question, the short answer to your question is, it is possible to set up a small outfit, but then that small outfit will end up being one of our service professionals because they realize that it's not enough, right? The network effects are too hard to overcome. Second one is, what strategies are you taking to ensure you have a healthy profit margin despite needing constant R&D and investments to stay ahead? Now, that's an excellent question, right? And people wonder this now because, you see platforms like Uber and all that, after many years, they're still investing a lot in tech. The truth is that our platform is probably 80% done for the B2C side, because what we are working on now are the fringes. So if you look at the entire funnel, you have the customer conversion funnel, which is our form builder kind of technology. And then when the job comes in, there's the algorithm for allocating the job to the right service professionals. And then there's the whole thing about how much do we charge them? What's the margin, right? How do we process payment? And then there's the quality and service side. Actually, I would say probably all of these features are already built. But what we are improving is then on the fringes, right? How do we get the customer back again? How do we create a voucher wallet to increase our conversion from, say, 12% to 17%? So a lot of these things are already there, and we are just optimizing on the fringe, right? Which is why we are able to deal with a smaller dev team, a smaller product team than we had in the past. The other thing is that we are also diversifying our sources of customers. So B2C customers, while they are everywhere, there are millions, Indonesia has 300 million population, Malaysia has 30 million. Everybody needs home services, right? I think that's the great part of what we're dealing with. But it takes a lot of funds to actually attract them as well. It's very competitive. So we are diversifying from just having a B2C source of customers to working with people who already, have the source of customers like Quartz, they have walk-in customer, Aeon, they have their database, right? So we're working with all these guys and say, you sell products the best. Let us see how we can provide the a service that comes with that product so that you can provide an end-to-end proposition to the customer. And so when we do that, then we are able to decrease the cost, right? And the R&D and all that. But great question, Andrew and Shanley. Thank you so much. Can you share? Okay, so here's a question from Alvin. Can you share more about your shareholder structure? And for shareholder, how frequent do we expect business updates from management quarterly? That's great. So our shareholder structure is like this. The Singapore share company, Holdco, owns 100% of all our subsidiaries, and all the investors are at the Singapore level, or they will be at the Singapore level. Even though for pitch in, we will be issuing shares at the Malaysian subsidiary level, we will swap them over to the holding level within 6 months. okay? Because we want a very tidy cap table, right? Everybody is in the boat together. We will make this work together, okay? And the shareholding structure, we have some preference shares, we have ordinary shares and all that. And for shareholders, how frequent do we expect business updates from the management? So as a company that is invested by venture capital, we have a mandate to have board meetings once every 3 months, not any less frequent than that, at least once in 3 months. And before we do the board meeting, we will have we will generate all our numbers and analysis from different angles, present it to the board. Once the board has debated, we will then take the same information and send it to all our shareholders and let the shareholders know these are some of the actions that we are taking. This is how we are doing. This is, what risk we see moving forward. So you will expect updates on a quarterly basis. If you have any questions, anywhere along the way, well, you have my number, right? So you can always message me and I'm happy to explain to you, how the business is doing, what the risks are, what are we doing, what's our new initiative, and most importantly, what you can do to help us grow, right? I believe that our shareholders, being very savvy people as well, to have used us in the past, we'll also have connections that are useful to us, right? You could have a suggestion, you could have a connection, you could have something that could help us grow, right? So I will also be expecting some help from our potential shareholders. Yep. So that's the answer to your question, Albert. Oh, I noticed some other people have joined. Ken Koo, I believe you've joined as well. Hi, and Ho. And someone called Desktop. Any other questions from anyone on the call?
No further questions from the social media. Nothing on LinkedIn or Facebook.
Okay, got it. Okay, then maybe let me just take a look at my other channels. Yeah, I don't think so. I think some people actually put some questions on the live, so I'll deal with that later. But if there's nothing else, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us instead of having a long leisurely Friday lunch. Today is the second day of fasting, yeah. Second day of fasting, right? So if there's any Muslims watching us, wish you a good fasting period, and I hope that it will be a very fruitful time for you. If there's nothing else, we'll just sign out. Thanks, Ken. Thank you so much for Alex and JB for presenting and being here with me. And thanks so much for your questions, everyone. Hope to see your commitment soon in Pitchin. Thanks so much. Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.